Hi everyone, I'm Rosemarie from the Unfinished Lesson, and this is another Quick Win series. In this particular series, we're taking a look at how to balance a creative studio and having a personal life. I mean, that sounds amazing, right? Well, this is video 2 of the series. Now, if you have not watched video 1, it was about the ladder of priorities. This is a very simple yet powerful exercise that I have used to help create balance between those two aspects of my life. And it's really been the driving force behind a lot of my studio decisions. So if you have not watched that video, hit pause, go down below into the description, and make sure that you watch that video first, then come back here, okay? In this video, we're going to talk about the power of saying no. Now, saying no to our clients can feel really scary, right? What if I say no and they decide to drop lessons? What if I say no and, I don't know, they all of a sudden get really demanding, and then it kind of spreads into my studio, or whatever it is. Like, we all have these fears of saying no in our businesses, especially if it feels like times are a bit tough. And so this is where a scarcity versus an abundance mindset comes in. So a scarcity mindset is very much like what it sounds like. You're really focused on the lack of whatever. In our studios, we can have a scarcity mindset of what if there's not enough students for me, right? What if I lose this student and I can't replace them with another one? What if I want to grow my studio, but the market that I'm in, or the area I'm in, I can't get students. There's too many other teachers. Okay, and this can be within our studio, but it can be in our personal life too. It can be everything from scarcity mindset with finances to, for me, sharing how I do things. If I had a scarcity mindset, I'd be worried that if I share all my tips and tricks, that you guys are just going to take them and that'll be that. And that somehow that'll make me less of a teacher or a studio owner. Which brings me to an abundance mindset. Now, an abundance mindset means that you believe that there's enough for everyone. So if I go back to the example of me sharing these tips and tricks, my abundance mindset is that I can share this and it helps you, and things will happen later on down the road that abundance that I'm giving out into the world is going to come back to me as well. And so, like I said, it can be everything from an abundance mindset with finances, but in terms of students, so an abundance mindset in my studio that I have when I look at it is, you know what, there's lots of piano teachers in my area. There's so many wonderful piano teachers in my area. But you know what? The students, the available students, they need different kinds of teachers. They need different approaches. And so there's enough students to go around. Some of us want really small studios, boutique studios. Other people want really large studios. And so it'll all work out. Okay? So think about, are you in a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset? And you know what? That'll change over time. There's times when I kind of forget about the abundance mindset and I kind of get into a scarcity mindset and I'm worried. And that's when saying no to opportunities or saying no to requests gets harder. So here's 2 questions that I try to keep in mind, and I'm hoping you will also keep in mind as you think about whether you need to say no to something. Do I really have the time to commit and give my full effort to a new project? Now, this could be, say, a new studio project. Maybe you want to do a theme. Maybe you want to start a composing project. Maybe you want to add music lab. But it could also be that a parent is asking you, you know what, we can't make it for lesson. Can we do a makeup lesson at another time? Well, then it's not so much a project, but do you have the time to commit and give your full effort to a makeup lesson while also keeping the rest of your responsibilities, that you can do them, and also that you get a personal life, right? We need more than just work. The second question is, will I need to compromise on my priorities to complete this to my standards? So I kind of touched on that. So say you're able to get everything done, right? You're able to do a makeup lesson for a student, not a problem. You're able to get all your other stuff done, but I mean, you had to really scramble to get everything done, and you even had to stay up late. Maybe you were working until 10, 11, midnight in order to get things done. Well, then, did you have to compromise on your priorities? And that's going back to that ladder of priorities that I talked about in the previous video. Did you have to compromise in order to complete it to your standards? Well, if the answer is that yes, you will need to compromise, you will have to give up time that you've already committed to other things. And yes, you know what? Reading on the couch, if you have decided that that's what you're going to do, after you finished your workday, then that's a priority. If you prioritize being able to go for a walk, whether it's with a pet or your significant other or a friend, or even by yourself, then that's a priority. It doesn't have to be like these big, grandiose things. And so the next time that a client asks you for an exception, or the next time that an opportunity comes up, I want you to ask yourself those two questions. And I'd like you to write them down and place them at eye level. If you find that you commit to things and then maybe regret it a little bit later on. Okay, so that's your goal right now. I'm going to repeat the two questions. Go ahead and write them down. Pause the video if you need to. And then make sure that those are at eye level, just so that you can catch yourself if you're going to say yes to something that you should be saying no to. Okay, so question number 1. Do I really have time to commit and give my full effort to a new project or request? Question 2 is, will I need to compromise on my priorities to complete this to my standards? All right, now that you've got those written down, you've got them at eye level, you're going to be set up for success, because if you're asked, can you do something? These two questions will help you a lot in knowing whether or not you should be saying yes or no, because the power of no is incredible. It frees up your time. And also, when we're saying no to something, it means we get to say yes to something else. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Saying no is not a bad thing. All right, I hope you have an incredible day. In the comments below, let me know, what did you get out of this video? Did it kind of have an aha moment for you? Or maybe is there something that you're like, you know what, I'm not going to say yes, I'm going to say no to something in my studio. All right, I'm looking forward to the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.